when you are creating a visually complex web page, you want the elements to be of proper size. You do not want them to go out of the view in small screens, and you also don't want them to be super small on large screens. CSS has a collection of units of size that can help you properly size elements without hassle. In this video, we will go over the different units of size in CSS. So let's get started. So for the purpose of demonstration, I just have one div, and inside that I have one span. This will be our example playground. So basically I have set the background color of the div to red so that it's easier to see, and the result is something like this. So basically a div that just takes the whole screen, which is the normal behavior. Let's now explore all the units that we have available. So the units of length can be divided into two categories. So I have absolute units of length and relative units of length. So the absolute units of length are those units which are the same everywhere in every screen size. So we have 7 available units in this category. So let's start with the most obvious one. So I am going to set the width property. So the first one is centimeter. So basically 1 centimeter is what you would expect it to be. So 10 centimeter is just 10 centimeter in every screen size. So it does not matter you have a small or large screen, it's the same. So next up we have millimeters. This is also what you would expect it to be. So 1 millimeter is 1/10 of 1 centimeter. Then I have Q, or quarter millimeter. So it's 1/40th of 1 centimeter. So that 10 quarter millimeters is just basically 1/4 of 1 centimeter. So next up we have inches. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. Then we have picas. So 1 pica is 1/6 of 1 inch. And then we have points. So 1 point is 1/72 part of 1 inch. And finally we have the most commonly used unit of this category, which is pixels. So 1 pixel is 1/96th part of 1 inch. So out of these 7, pixels is probably the one you are going to use the most. Now let's talk about relative units. So relative units are, as the name suggests, they are relative to something else. So these are proportional units. So I have set the font size of the body to 16 pixels. So let's look at our first candidate of the relative units category, which is EM. So I have also set the font size to 20 pixels of the container. And now I will look at the span. So I have set the font size of the span to 30 pixels. Now let's set its width. Here we meet our first candidate of the relative units category, which is EM. So EM is relative to the font size of the element itself. Since I am setting the width of the span, so the font size of the span is 30 pixels. So in this case, 10 EM will mean 300 pixels. I'll also need to set display block, and here it is, 300 pixels. So EM takes into account the font size of the element itself. Now here is a question: what happens if I want to set the font size of the element using the EM property like this? What will it do? So EM is relative to the font size of the element, but in this case there is no font size set previously. I am trying to set the font size using the EM. So in this case EM will be relative to the font size of the parent, which is this container. So for this font size property, 10 EM will be equal to 10 times 20, or 200 pixels. So as you can see, the font size of the span has changed to 200 pixels, but at the same time, since the font size changed, its width also changed, because remember, its width is 10 times its own font size. So now instead of 300 pixels, it becomes 2000 pixels. Now EM is not the only unit which depends on the font size of the element itself. there are two more. So let's look at them. So I have set the fixed font size. Now let's look at EX. So as you can see, the width of the font is now 134.16 pixels. So what is EX? So EX is the X height of the Elements font. You can think of it like the height of the X character of the font. And another one similar here is CH. So 1 CH is the width of the 0 of the font. So here it is 150 pixels. If I change the font, the width also changes because the 0 is of different width than the previous font. However, CH or EX are not that much widely used. The next one is very much widely used, which is the REM. So REM is almost like EM, but EM was relative to the font size of the element itself, but REM is relative to the font size of the root element, which is the HTML or body element. So let's take a look. I will also add HTML here. So let's change it to 20 pixels. Now you see the span is 200 pixels wide because 20 times 10 is 200. If I change the font size of the root element, the width also changes. So here it does not matter what the font size of the element itself is. The width is always proportional to the font size of the root element. Next up we have VW and VH. They are almost similar, except VW, as you can guess, works in some way relative to the width, and VH works in some way relative to the height. So basically 1 VW is just 1% of the viewport's width. So here the span is 162 pixels wide because 162 is 1% of the width of the entire viewport. If I reduce the size of the viewport, the width of the span also gets decreased. As you can see, it's now 81 pixels. Similarly, we have VH, which you can guess just similar, but 1 VH is equal to 1% of the viewport's height instead of the width. And finally, we have Vmin and Vmax. So 1 Vmin is 1% of the viewport's smaller dimension. So if the width of the viewport is smaller than height, then 1 Vmin is exactly the same as 1 VW. And if height is smaller than width, then 1 Vmin is exactly the same as 1 VH. So at this point the span is 81 pixels wide because the width of the viewport is smaller than the height, as you can see here. If I nudge it a little bit, so as you can see on the top right corner, so width is smaller than the height, so that Vmin behaves the same as VW. But when width gets bigger than height, Vmin behaves like VH. So you can see here the height is 935 pixels, so that 1% of it will be 93.5 pixels, which is exactly the width of the span. So since width is bigger than height, height is the smaller dimension, so that 1 Vmin equals 1% of the viewport's height, which is basically the same as VH. So you have to remember, when width gets smaller than height, Vmin becomes the same as VW, and when width is bigger than height, Vmin behaves the same as VH. So you can probably guess there is also Vmax, which is just similar but the opposite of Vmin. So 1 Vmax is equal to 1% of the bigger dimension. So if width is bigger than height, it is the same as VW, and if height is bigger than width, it is the same as VH. And finally we have percentage. So percentages are always relative to some other values. So for example, if I say width is 10%, it means 10% of the width of the parent. So if I write font size equals 40%, it means 40% of the font size of the parent element. As you can see here, it's just very tiny. So the font size is now 8 pixels, which is 40% of the font size of the parent.